all anyone wants to do is talk about the offensive struggles, A.J. Brown drama, now Jalen Hurts drama. All I want to talk about is the elite defense of the Eagles and how I know it's not popular to say it, but defense wins championships. That's where my focus is. We're going to talk the offense, the defense, the Sixers, and my huge personal announcement. We're live, trending in the AM in 30 seconds. And a very good morning, everybody, and welcome to Trending in the AM right here on the STT Sports Network. We're live, YouTube and Twitter, wherever you're watching live or on replay. Please hit the like button. Please share this video out. And, of course, subscribe to the STT Sports Network. Guys, we got a jam-packed show today. We're back in the saddle. No missing shows on the horizon for me. We're back to our regular every morning schedule for a very long stretch of time as breaking news here on the STT Sports Network. I am no longer employed. I do not own a pizza shop anymore. As of yesterday at, I think it was about 2 p.m., this guy officially sold his pizza shop. So what the future holds for the wife and I have no idea. We are going to take our time, relax. I'm going to pump out even more content than ever before. That is why it is so important to like, tell everyone you know to subscribe, and share this out. My wife wants this to be our breadwinner, so we got to find a way to monetize this. Yes, I have retired from the pizza industry, 30 years of working in restaurants, maybe never again. Well, hopefully never again. It was big. It was a big deal. Something we've been planning for a little while, something that's been what we wanted to do for a long time. And yeah, that's the big breaking news. I am unemployed for the first time in 30 years. How about that? Good morning, Duck. How you doing? Let's take a wait and see on the defense. We're going to talk about that after I get through all the big announcement things. Good morning, Robert. Yes, what's up? You care about the announcement. Yeah. Mark, a couple people knew. A couple people that have my cell number knew. Yes, what's up, Steve? Marky Mark, thank you very much, my man. Shame you never got out to see me at the shop. Rihanna, good morning. Steve knew. Yeah, Steve's special, you know. What is FFS? What? I don't even know what FFS means either. Yeah, retired. Philly's too young to retire. Yeah, I'm not retiring, just from the pizza business. Thank you, Chet. Yes, what's up? Great show last night. Good, yeah, exactly. What's this? Good morning. Yes, what's up, Adam? It won't be the same, but, you know, maybe it will. I don't know. What's up, Relaunch? How you doing? You haven't worked in 3 years. I don't think I made that much money. I still got to pay the bills. Yeah, well, you can still get a pizza. I just won't be there making it for you. Fox's Pizza will live on. Fox's Pizza will continue on. The new owner, Tim, will do a fantastic job continuing what I did for the last 18 years. I think my soundboard's just fine. I'm on a limited budget right now. Okay, I'm on a fixed income. Thank you very much, Rick. It feels good to be out of the business. I actually have to go in this morning for 2 hours and help with the transition team just for like 2 hours. But technically, I could just call in sick, you know. Yeah, I would love to move to Florida now, Adam. That would be the dream. But, you know, we're going to hang out around here for a little while. We're going to see what kind of content I can pump out. I got some ideas for more shows. I got some ideas on ways to continue growing the channel. So we'll see what happens. Who knows what the future holds? Just like, yeah, well, Clearwater, yeah, exactly. If I'm no billionaire. I can't afford that. Yeah, thanks a lot, Brian. The original mascot wearer right there, Brian. You know, you're the first one to ever put that fox head on. At the shop. Been unemployed for like 12 hours, and Brian's already called me a lazy bum. We're at 8:56 to start the day, I believe. So we got to get this number to 1,000 so quickly. It'll be my only source of revenue stream at the moment. So let's do that. The breaking news is over. I'm sure more people will come in the chat as the day goes on and want to know the news. Dude, I am truly happy. It's been something we've wanted for a little while. 2025 has not been an easy year. So it's great to be done. And we can relax the rest of this year. The year's so close to being over. Taking 5-6 weeks off and just chilling out, Rick, and resetting the mind and body, and just we'll see what 2026 brings us. You know what I mean? We'll see what the new year brings. So that's all right. That stuff's done. Breaking news is over, right? Let's get to the business at hand. We're close. 144. So that's why we hit those buttons, right? Yeah, now the no sponsor hotline. Exactly. Really does need a sponsor, actually, now. Let's get to the Eagles. Let's talk about the Eagles here and talk about this theory that so many people, and the poll question of the day, by the way, make sure you vote on the poll question. Is this year's Eagles defense now better than last year's? Yes, no, pretty close. Give me one more week. Yes is leading the way pretty handily early on. The narrative around Philadelphia after Sunday night's victory over the Detroit Lions proved, again, how great this Eagles defense is and how this Eagles defense is rounding into form. Most people, instead of focusing on this defense that's given up, 15 points in the last 2 weeks to top 10 offenses, combined 15 points, all they want to talk about is the offense and how bad the offense has been. It's not sustainable. But yet, the offense is doing just enough. And the defense carrying the team. Why is that not okay? It is okay for the defense to carry the Philadelphia Eagles. The old adage, defense wins championships. It breaks it makes me go crazy that we can't be happy that we're 8-2 with this crazy, insane, tough schedule. Injuries up the wazoo. And we're complaining about the Eagles' offense. I mean, the Lions were the number 5 defense. We won. We put up 16 points. Shouldn't that be the conversation? Shouldn't the conversation be that we held that top 5 offense to 9 points? That Vic Fangio's got Jalen Phillips put in right away. Our secondary's playing better. Drew Makuba's finally rounded to form as a rookie. Nakobe Dean back to where he was. Why isn't that the focus point? Why do we have to complain about the offense? Breaking news, Eagles defense is elite. It's not breaking news. I've known it for a long time. What's the recipe to your secret sauce? I'm under a no-compete. I'm not allowed to discuss that. Time for this area to start celebrating our Eagles. Never saw such a miserable fan base with an 8-2 team. See, the thing is, Rick, I think Eagles fans, more than anybody, are easily swayed by the opinions put out by their media. If the radio guys are talking it, the TV guys, the bigger social media accounts, the narrative they put out there, the Eagles fans buy into it so much that it's not that they're miserable, they believe what they're told. And I don't want to talk bad about Derek Gunn. Derek Gunn's been a guest of mine in the past, very long time ago. Derek Gunn's one of the legends, but he's out here spewing that there's people in the locker room and the organization that hate Jalen Hurts' style and way of doing things, and they're frustrated with him. Yet not one person can verify that. Not one other media member can really. But everyone believes it because it's Derek Gunn. Everyone thinks Derek Gunn is not capable of putting out a hit piece for clicks. Someone, Derek Gunn, who's put out a lot of negativity on Jalen Hurts in the past. Derek Gunn, people forget Derek Gunn's not on a major site anymore. Derek Gunn, to make money, has to get clicks. But yet, it's not that the Eagles fans are miserable. They just trust their guys that they're getting information from way too much. How many yards did old Hurts have? It doesn't matter. We won. Allen had 6 tuds. And probably the worst interception thrown known to man. Definitely a great defensive game. Offense needs to wake up. I would like the offense to wake up, obviously, Robert. Everybody would. But if it doesn't, I don't care. Why? Because we're winning football games. And we're dominating teams. Bills versus Texans, son. What about it? Oh, you're talking about the next game. Yeah, this fan base did same thing in 23, and the universe made us pay. Learn from the past, and you'll be condemned to repeat it. Is that what you kind of said about the Phillies? Didn't work out. What about the Steel Curtain? The Steel Curtain is one of the best defenses of all time. I know that. Really like that Phillips. Dude, has there been a trade on a Vic Fangio defense in the history of Vic Fangio defenses that he so easily, fit right in so quickly? Philly fans are miserable, spoiled pricks, basically. I don't know about that. Maybe. We're here to kind of, bring it back together. Hope the new owner gets Fryer. What? Stop. Dark Gun is an evil little troll. I don't know about evil. He's one of the greatest. There's no doubting he's one of the best in Eagles, the last 25, 30 years. But he's even not he's not afraid to stir the pot with Jalen Hurts for those clicks. That's a problem. Hit piece for the Hard Knocks storylines. I forgot about that. Isn't there like the mid-season Hard Knocks that the Eagles are going to be on? I kind of totally forget that. When does that even come out? I totally forgot all about that. Now that I'm unemployed and retired, I'm going to have to watch that regularly. Cowboys got a big win. Do they think they have a chance? Cowboys fans tell you they will win the Super Bowl this year still. Dejean hasn't directly covered the team since pre-COVID. Yeah, and when he was with Jacob and wherever he is now, he's known to stir the pot a little bit. He's been known to drop clickbait stuff because that's what you got to do now. I love Dejean, but when he got let loose from NBC, he changed. I said this like 2 or 3 years ago, and I don't even remember what he put out. But when I saw a few things like a year or two ago, maybe it was in 23, I just knew Dejean had changed. And it's a shame. And you can hear it when Jordan Mailata was being interviewed on his show. Well, who's Dark Gun? Oh, and the guy, I think it was Spike Eskin, said, on the Mount Rushmore of Eagles reporters. He's like, look, I'm not going to say anything negative. But that's not true. Meanwhile, the Bills have never won a Super Bowl. And I hate that for them so much, Rick. I actually do want them to win one, just not against the Eagles. You guys honestly made Goff look like a joke. Our defense, and that's why the poll question, is this defense even better? This is an elite defense that can win us a championship. Mailata sounded very uncomfortable when asked about the Dejean stuff. Yeah, I think because he didn't want to say anything negative about Jalen Hurts, but he also didn't want to say anything negative about Dejean because everybody knows Dejean is Dejean. You know what I mean? You sounded happy about the Phillies not winning it, Phil. No, I was not happy. I hate being right. I told you on this show, I wanted to be wrong. I wanted you to rub shit in my face that you were right about the Phillies. I just told you that the more things change, the more things stay the same with the Phillies. Unless they make drastic roster changes, next year's going to be the same exact thing. He is not in the locker room or credentialed, so he is more willing to press the buttons. Yeah, I didn't know he wasn't credentialed anymore. I figured he was like kind of one of those guys that get just grandfather credentials. He goes where he wants, but Cowboys every week are Super Bowl champs. Just absolutely. Barkley did salvage 83 yards when he returned to being good. He might never be good again. The media is an agent of chaos, and oh boy, do we love chaos. Simmer down, people. Have we forgotten what it was like during the darker days? You're right. And it's a shame. We have to spend way too much time on this channel constantly talking about the media in this city. And it's kind of frustrating to me that we're always, every other week, having another story, another discussion, another topic about the media driving a negative narrative that's just frustrating. It really is. Guys, there's only 9 likes on this video. There are 1920 people watching. If you haven't, hit that like button, guys. Need to. Watching the tape, it really looked like the game was fixed in favor of the under. I mean, it was also the weather. It was cold. It was windy. 2 strong defenses. Hurts has 135 yards. Bryce Young had 446, right? Okay. And that's just a fantasy football stat right there. And that's the problem. I try to pump out good vibes to help counteract the negativity. No negativity, Rick. None. Just realistic feelings and realistic talk. That's the way I do it. Yep, I knew what you meant. Good. Good morning, Joseph. How you doing? Congratulations. Thank you. Yes, I'm so happy. Who knows what's next, but I am very, very excited for the rest of this year just to be a little easier for me, to de-stress a little bit. Phillips and Dean both had a sack. Yeah, I mean, look, the pass rush of the Eagles went from one of the worst to one of the best in like 4 seconds flat, and I love it. What's up, Little G? Good morning. Good morning. Especially the play where Barkley had a hole on 3rd and 1 and decided to run straight up Dickerson's corner hole. I don't remember that exact play. More Tank Bigsby, please. Yeah, we fall in love with our backups for sure. I also believe that D-Gun isn't wrong about what he said, but he put a troll title on it. I think Hurts and the offense are struggling, especially because of the O-line issues. Yeah, I mean, we spent the entire last week talking about it. How much of this problem is the offensive line? And we got to talk about the offensive line today because obviously, since the last time we were live, Lane Johnson will be out for the next 4 to 6 weeks, maybe the rest of the year, with a Liz Frank sprain. Cam Jurgens got hurt again. We don't know much about that yet. He'll probably get some kind of a designation today on the practice report. It's crazy. We got to love our backups in this city for sure. Dark Gunn was born and raised in Milwaukee. He is a closet Packers fan. He is not one of us. Get him out of here then. Get him out. Fantasy and sports betting is ruining sports. Everyone looking for huge numbers. Exactly. I've said this for a long time. Bach. Long time. Tank be better than I thought he'd finally be. He's always good. Good morning, Elephant. What's up? How are you doing today? O-line is the whole problem. It's literally the number one issue on the Eagles' offense isn't play calling, isn't Jalen Hurts' play, not A.J. Brown being lazy and not running out plays, which are all problems, okay? The number one problem is the offensive line. And it just got worse with the loss of Lane Johnson. We all know the numbers. Over 65% win percentage when Lane's out there. Under 40% win percentage when he's not out there starting games. The loss of Lane Johnson, Cowboys fans are going to be living their dreams when they potentially beat us on Sunday because of no Lane Johnson. Feels 135 yards good enough? Yeah. Did we win the game? Yeah. So it's good enough. All I care about is the W's. That's all that matters. What's up, AK? How you doing? We play a really tough schedule. We got the very best out of every team. OC changed yet again, and we're 8-2. Yeah. I don't think people understand it. Are there problems with the Eagles? Absolutely. Are there probably some drama in the locker room? Probably. But they're still 8-2. It still has not become a big enough problem that we have to worry about it. The OC and the O-line injuries is what is limiting our offense. I put the OC second to the O-line. Now it's on the OC and the offensive line coach to figure out a plan around the beat up offensive line. But that's it. The O-line is killing it. Nick Wright, Chris, it's Nick wrong. It's Chris Simpleton. It's Cam can't dress. It's D-Gun. It's A.J. Brown. What do they all have in common? I'm not sure. They all trash talk one Jalen Hurts. Stop. Jurgens is duct taped together this year. And they shouldn't have brought him back last week. And I said that last week. He shouldn't have played in that Sunday night game. You got to get these guys healthy. We now have a cushion, 8-2. We're pretty much a lock to win the division. I think the Cowboys would have to win out, and we'd have to only win one game for us not to win the division. It's insane. So rest these guys up. The 1 seat's great, but getting healthy for that playoff run is way more important. So that's all that matters. Why would anything but wins matter? Are we in the game? Are we in the sport of stats? Or are we in the sports of championships? Dallas D-line looked good Monday. Bad time for the Eagles O-line issues. They looked good. It was also the Raiders, and it was also Chip Kelly. Who cares about the offense? It's going to be what is now, which sucks, but this defense is extraordinary. And that's the thing. And I love that how you use the word extraordinary. Because that's what, like, everyone's the offense sucks so much. We're watching these last couple of weeks some of the best defense we've ever seen as Eagles fans. Of course, W's is all. It's crazy. Not to be rude, he's a Bills fan. Bills fans don't know about winning titles. Saying wins are not all that matters is a loser's mentality. It really is. They all take shots at the Eagles. Absolutely. Because we bite, we fall for it, for sure. But it is what it is. Look at the bright side. At least we're not the Cowboys fans. At least we're not completely delusional, right? I mean, Cowboys fans still think they're winning the Super Bowl this year, probably. Cowboys fans are the most delusional fans and fan base in the country. All major sports. I'd put the Cowboys as the most delusional, without a doubt. Playing in L.A. is really a home game anyway. I like W's and owning other teams. Oh, the W is all that matters. Eagles should rest all their stars this week like it's the 4th preseason game. It will heal up our team and demoralize the Cowboys when we beat them. Yeah, I don't know if you got to rest all our starters. But I would be, obviously, Lane Johnson's out. I'd be extra cautious with Cam Jurgens. Absolutely. Then after that, we got the Bears. But then after that, we got the Raiders, the Chargers, the Commanders. We've got some easier games on the schedule. You want the 1 seed, obviously. But health is more important. Hope I'm wrong, but I think the Cowboys are going to beat the Eagles starting more panic. Yeah, I mean, it is a trap situation, Chet. You came off 2 big wins, Monday Night Football, Sunday Night Football. You're banged up. You're on the road. It's going to be tough. It is going to be a tough game. The Cowboys are on their deathbed, so to speak. The Eagles kind of have a little cushion. They're due for a letdown, and maybe a letdown against the Cowboys is best for this team. I'm not giving them an excuse to lose, but a loss will actually force them to smack each other in the face and be like, let's get this shit right. Racking up the score, telling other fans in your face. Don't need to. Ask Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson if they would swap their stats for Super Bowl win. Yeah, absolutely. Although, whatchamacallit, Cam Newton said on live TV he wouldn't trade his MVP for a Super Bowl title, and that's why he's a loser and not a winner. Guys, we're over 24 people watching now. Make sure you're hitting that like button. Subscribe if you haven't and shared it out. Please, got to get that 856 up this morning. The injuries Lane has dealt with this year, seems like this could be it for him. I started thinking that on Sunday night, Steve. He might be getting close to the end. And it's a shame. It's sad. He's getting close. I said he shouldn't even have played last week because you knew he was banged up and not 100%. Chet's been in the chat for a few minutes. That's not his first comment. I would swipe it all for the ring. Yeah. Playing in L.A. is not a home game anymore. The Rams seem to be getting some traction in that fan base. Make AJ run with the backups and see how many catches he gets with Tanner McKay. Is that what you're saying? Chargers not. I'm not saying it's an easy game. I just don't think the Chargers are as good as people think. Their O-line's banged up. I'm not sure how healthy they'll be by the time we get to them. They don't have great wide receivers. It is a Kelly Green, so it's weird. This is the first time we're rocking Kelly Green on the road, the Eagles, right? We're undefeated rocking Kelly Green. If they go and lose in Kelly Green in Dallas, does that put a jinx on Kelly Green? I don't know. What's up, Mitchie Poo? Good morning to you. Hope you're well. Everybody like, subscribe. Let's get to 869 today for Mitchie Poo. Lose? Nah. Jalen Carter has had a full 12 weeks to figure out how he's going to dismember Dak. I forgot all about that. I haven't even gotten into my breakdown for the Cowboys game yet. Jalen Carter's been, burning, waiting for that moment to hit Dak. I'm ready. Thanks for bringing that up, Freddie. Cowboys would do what the Cowboys always do. They will shit the bed at the worst possible time. They're the Mets. I would put the Mets. They're worse than the Mets. The Mets at least win a lot of games. Lane too old. He's getting up there. Hurts is going to throw for 300 yards with AJ receiving 100, and we lose. Everyone's going to flip the script and bitch about that. This team never wins versus the media. Exactly. That's why I'm trying to make it different with this channel. That's why I want to focus on Jalen Carter, Jordan Davis, the season he is having, Quinion Mitchell, Cooper Dejean. I want to focus on the defense, the greatness of this team. Cam Newton is the biggest jackass. Couldn't stand him when he played. Like him less. Yeah, exactly. I just want to stomp one of those hats. I want to take one of his hats, like Office Space style, put it in the field and take a baseball bat to it. Cam, great. He dressed like me. What? Eagles fans need to be complaining. Remember, we won the Super Bowl. Exactly. We're the defending champs. Fred, that's a good point. Carter going to. I totally didn't even think about the Jalen Carter aspect. He's got revenge on his mind, and be scared. VJ Edge needs to be reeled in a bit. I haven't watched the last game. I'll be watching tonight, probably, though. Yeah. Another Sixers game tonight. Well, we'll see. I'm rocking a Sixers jersey today, or shirt today, but we'll see. I hope Liam show up. Yeah, Liam never showed up. Dak spit first. He did, and he got away with it. Phillies left Griff McGeary off the 40. Interesting. I didn't even see what the qualifying offers were. I saw Ranger Suarez and Kyle Schwarber decline the qualifying offers. I hope Jaelan don't get nowhere near Dak this time. Yeah, let's be smart this time. Good morning, Bruce. How you doing today? Hope you are well. That's because Tommy McCullum is better than Griff McGarry. Eagles will finish the regular season with 12 wins. That was my prediction. I had them at 7-3 at this point. I was wrong on the Broncos and Packers game and Lions because I had them losing the Lions game. No, I had them losing the Packers game, not the Lions game. Dak's football pads are going to explode the way they used to in super high impact football when Jalen lays a hit on him. Yeah. Phil, I feel it is okay that our D is helping us win more than our offense this year. Why wouldn't it be okay? Why? I mean, and Bruce, I'm not saying you, but this opinion of yours, while I agree with it 1,000%, is not the opinion of the majority. And I don't understand why. We literally have a defense that has held two of the premier offenses in football to a combined 15 points the last 2 weeks. And we're glossing over it because the offense isn't performing well enough. It's crazy. It boggles the mind. Like the turnaround in this defense. And those that pay attention closely, I said this when I was asked by whoever before the season, I think it was Adam, how will the Eagles defense rate out this year? I said it's going to start off bad. Barely in the top 20, maybe outside the top 20. Then they'd start creeping up. And by the end of the season, they'd be a top 3, top 5 defense again. And here we are. We're trending in that direction. They're getting better. The rookies are playing better. Jihaad Campbell finally adjusted to his new role. Nakobe Dean being back. It's amazing what Nakobe Dean's done this year since his return. I didn't even think he'd play again this year. Howie Roseman's got a really tough decision in the offseason with Nakobe Dean and Jordan Davis, to be honest. Sixers looked good. Sixers are playing great basketball. It's fun. Carter needs to make sure he controls his anger after the whistle. Absolutely. You damn well know the Cowboys are talking this week about what they could do to goat Jalen Carter. Okay? It's always nice to see James Harden lose like he did. Missing two of those. Both. For some reason, call me negative, I know. Pessimist, call me, I know. I thought one of those 2 shots from James Harden were going to go in. He did get fouled on the first attempt. They replayed it a few times. We've hit 29 concurrent a few times today. I feel AJ is superstar, and I feel it's okay that he is mad, but I feel he doesn't need to say so many negative things. Yeah, and him having to be called in the principal's office is kind of annoying. And yes, I'm tired and annoyed with the A.J. Brown drama. But I also understand that the team is better with A.J. Brown than without A.J. Brown. I think we've hit 29 2 or 3 times today. Sitting at 26 right now. Cowboys have no idea what's about to hit them on Sunday. I hope. Phil, I predicted that we would win at least 13 games before, and now I feel we can. We can definitely win 13 games. We're 8-2. Cowboys, Bears, Chargers, they're our next 3. Raiders, we'll go up to the Raiders. That's the next 4. You should win 2, if not 3. That would put you at 10 wins, maybe 11. You've got the Buffalo, Washington. You could probably win 2 of those. there's a good chance they're sitting at 13-4. I'm going to stick to 12-5, but it's possible. I feel you're right, as maybe it is even better that our D is so great in helping. Look, how many times, we've seen Tom Brady win Super Bowls behind defensive battles. We've seen Peyton Manning win Super Bowls with defenses carrying the team. Why were those teams complaining? Probably not. Nakobe is comeback player of the year. He could be. K1, even with the lack of games he played. How many games did he miss to start the year? At least 5, right? Maybe 6 games he missed. He's going to play 10 games this year and maybe win that award. Guys that have that injury sometimes don't even come back to play football. There was that guy from the 49ers that was cut earlier this year, had the same injury 2 years ago and still couldn't get back on the field. Could barely stay on practice squads. It's a devastating injury. Not only is he back, he's playing elite. Now, Howie's got to decide. I got 3 linebackers. What do I do? Still saying 14-3. 14-3 is tough. Only 1 more loss the rest of this year. That's tough, but maybe. Probably because more of the money is invested in the offense. This is really no comparison with Dean and Campbell. None. The money is on the offense. And the money may make Howie make tough decisions with an A.J. Brown or whatnot. It's very possible. It is a business. And maybe there really truly is a problem between A.J. and Jaelan. And I don't care. But I also do know getting rid of A.J. Brown, our offense would definitely take a step backwards. The Eagles this season have won games because of special teams, won games because of their offense, they've won games because of their defense. Exactly. Every week a different part. Other team picks up the other part, right? No one talked bad about the defense being saved by special teams. No one bad talked about the defense when Jaelan put up 24, 28 points and close to 300 yards. We went from no linebackers to having arguably the best linebackers in the league. Yeah, now he's got a tough decision. It's crazy. Phil, I like your shirt. It's probably the best new set. I got this on Fanatics. I just took the tags off of it yesterday. This team is at its best when AJ keeps his big mouth shut. Yeah, he's got to run it. I know you're anti, and I'm not saying I'm not anti AJ Brown. I'm saying I try to ignore the AJ Brown drama because I try to ignore drama. But the lack of running plays out is really driving me nuts. In baseball, I'd complain if somebody didn't run out a ground ball. I'd say Rob Thompson better bench that guy. The lack of running out plays really drives me nuts. What's the greatest Eagles play versus the Cowboys? McNabb scramble, field down to Bubby Ryan. I would say my favorite Eagles-Cowboys play of all time, and they stop them again! If you don't know, then you're not an Eagles fan. Not a trap game after the Cowboys got false hope whooping on. Yeah, I hope. It's a trap game for the Eagles, though. It really is. Never heard anybody in 2000 Ravens complaining when their defense was carrying them to win. Exactly. They were celebrating it. Making people like Ray Lewis and Ed Reed household names. But Phil only got 17 thumbs. Yeah, we got to get more. We got to get more likes, more subscribers, more shares, please. Dallas defense may help the Eagles offense get right. That is possible. Sean Constantine taking Irving, yeah. If we were still at the vet, Nakobe may still be rehab. If we were at the vet, Nakobe would not even be playing football. First of all, good morning, Jonathan. Great defensive scheme versus the Lions and great intelligence from Jordan and Jaelan batting down that golf balls. Yeah. Think about it. Jordan Davis has 6 batted balls and 3 sacks on the season. What more can you ask from the guy? Do you like the McRib? I've never had a McRib ever in my life. Goff, I don't respect his game now. Goff's a great quarterback, but he's just not an elite quarterback. AJ is a selfish player. Bottom line, shut up and catch the ball. Yeah, be a team player. Represent that C on your shirt with a little bit more honor. But that's just not the way he is. Not anti is the new almost sack. Gotcha. AJ had a season-high 49 yards passing. What? Receiving. No, he has had 100-yard games. The offense runs smoother when AJ isn't in the lineup. Well, Maybe. Phil, I bought that shirt when Fox's Pizza sale money. Next week, you're going to have to cold girls. No, not at all. Did not make that kind of money. There was a lot of belly aching in Baltimore back then because Brian Billick was supposed to have been the answer to their offensive issues. My wife's cousins still complain about Billick. Okay, so maybe we, but maybe it's just because we didn't hear it nationally being talked about. Maybe in the city they were talking about it. But yeah, what's a good play? The block field goal was the return by Carter. Will be the game like the 63 years winning field goal in 17. The game where everything changed. Okay, I get what you're saying. The game where everything changed. Yeah, it very well. I mean, it could have gone downhill this season at that moment, right? It was a huge play. The offense just needs to learn how to have fun. If you look out, two sides of the ball are completely different. I love this comment by AK. Our D has fun, dances, and works off one another. The O is emotionless, too serious. There's communication issues, for sure. And I'm not trying to deflect the issues on offense. There's issues. I still think the health of the offensive line is the biggest issue and causes all the other problems. The captain's got to get together and figure this out. Where's the up-tempo? The last couple of weeks where everybody gets in a rhythm. Where's anything? Where's any smiles? Even on the sideline after touchdowns. You don't see them jumping up and down and celebrating or all together. I know, and this drives negativity and drama. When they were breaking down the huddle before the game on Sunday night, everyone's together and Jalen's leading the team out, and A.J. Brown's off on his own, doing his own thing. Who knew that the Philadelphia Eagles had a volleyball team? I mean, would you want to try to stop a spike from Jalen Carter or Jordan Davis? God, no. Remember Meet the Fockers when Stiller smashes the volleyball in the girl's face? Dude, that girl's face would have exploded if he did that. Is the game at the vet? I have no idea. I've never had a McRib. Never will have a McRib. I would take Hurts over Goff every time. I would take Hurts over just about everybody. Why people saying Stafford is playing so good this year? Because they are playing good. Yup, and fans were cheering as Irvin was lying on the ground. Yeah, and that is an embarrassment. It really is. They thought Billick would unlock Dilfer. Dilfer was not a very good quarterback. Voted D, close to last season, but might actually be just as good now. Guys have get up all giddy about Dallas D and how they might knock off the Eagles being 6-1 against the Eagles at home. That's ridiculous. Why? First off, what's most ridiculous is that you're watching Get Up over Trending in the AM. Trending in the AM should be on the big screen TV in your house, in all houses. Purdy is back. Do you care? No, not at all. Who cares about the 49ers? If we face them in the playoffs, then I'll think about him. Mac is making Purdy sweat. I mean, he played really well, Purdy, on Sunday. Still a chance. Ertz got waived. Should we bring him back? Yeah, I know you messaged me this yesterday. I don't know. I wanted an upgrade at tight end too. Is Zach Ertz really an upgrade over Grand Calcaterra? Is Zach Ertz young enough to still block? I don't know. Maybe his veteran presence would help the locker room a little bit. I'm not really. Zach Ertz wants to hop on the practice squad for a few weeks, sure. But I don't really see a need for Zach Ertz at this point. There's some quarterbacks better than Goff. There are a lot of quarterbacks better than Goff. Mahomes, I take over Hurts. Barely, maybe. With some exceptions, Purdy seems to walk on water. He does. Is Drake May him? I got to see him beat a real good team first, but he's having a hell of a season. He's definitely grown a lot. Defense back in the Ray Lewis days were able to hit, and that was the highlight that the fans came to see. That's true. Now, a lot of penalties would have been called against that Ravens team. That is very, very fair. I don't know if Ertz is better than Calcaterra. I don't know if I would make that move. You'd have to get rid of Kylan Granson. I guess. Ain't Ertz a boomer? He's not young. I think he's like 36, 37 years old. I think that has something to do with the fans not being just happy with the wins. Absolutely. We don't have any slots on the 53. We do not. and they have to activate Willie Lampkin this week, or he'd be done for the year. So they'll probably IR Lane Johnson, activate Lampkin, but you would have to let somebody else go. I don't like comparing Madden and football, but I think this will work in Madden when I'm having the fun. I can never lose. But if I start to be serious, I lose more than normal. It's got to be the same. You got to be having fun in sports. You're getting paid to play a game. If you're not having fun at anything you do in life, then what's the point? Hence why I don't have a pizza shop anymore. Not having fun doing it. I had to sell it. And now you guys get me more and more and more. Abso-freaking-lutely bring Ertz back from Keith. Keith, I won't lie. The nostalgic part of it, sure. What Ertz used to be would help, sure. I have not paid enough attention to how he's played this year to know if what he's still capable of at his age would make a difference. That's my only thing. Are you going to take a chance cutting somebody from this roster to bring him in here? Is he going to be an upgrade over Calcaterra? Maybe. Bo Nix is not as good as his record, or am I tripping? Nobody's complaining in Denver. Denver's being carried by their defense. Ertz got cut by or waived by the Commanders, so he's available to be brought into any team. It bothers me they couldn't make Ertz and Goddard work. Ertz can still run nice routes, but I feel like something happened in that locker room with Ertz. That was just the Eagles' philosophy. They did Chad Lewis to Selleck to Ertz to Goddard. They always had the next guy in waiting. So you've watched Commanders games this year? You know he's still got stuff in the tank? The last two guys we brought in mid-season that said they had plenty left in the tank retired. Ertz is used as a big-bodied wide receiver in Washington. And it's fine. And when he was here, he was a great blocker. I don't know if he's a great blocker anymore. I don't know if he's got that in him. Calcaterra stinks at blocking. We need help blocking. I don't know. I don't know how it would work. I don't know how it would fit in. I'm at least willing to hear it out. Can you convince him to come back on the practice squad at first and just see? Elevate him a few weeks? A lot of quarterbacks fell off, in my opinion. Lamar, Jaden, and Burrow were my guys. Yeah. A boomer, really, he would have to be our parents' age. Phil, boomers were born in the 40s to 60s. Yeah, I have no idea. I don't know what our boomers and Gen X is. I don't know. I don't even care. I just listen to the comments. Don't forget the cries about ref ball. Yeah. The refs were terrible on Sunday. If anyone's a boomer, Phil's a boomer. I'm not that old, but whatever. Eagles fans were celebrating like the Munchkins when the Wicked Witch was dead in the West. Yeah. Wait, yeah, Ertz got waived yesterday. Well, I don't know. I didn't check it. I saw people talking about it online, and Adam messaged me about it. Baldy did some breakdowns on Ertz. Recently? Okay, yeah, I don't know. Have you heard about the Bears-Eagles conspiracy? I have not. What's the Bears-Eagles conspiracy, or do I not want to know? Phil, don't even like them. What? I told you to get off my lawn. Okay. Why would you even know where I live would be the big question. They're saying Casey can get calls from the refs anymore, and Eagles are now getting the call. Okay. So it's all the Eagles getting the calls now. Right. Look, it was a bad call at the end of the game, the passive interference call on A.J. Brown. When you watch the replay back in slow motion from different angles, it obviously was the definition of passive interference, but it was ticky-tack, and they weren't calling it all game. But any Lions fans that say they lost to the Eagles because of that personal foul right there, or that passive interference, are lying to themselves. That passive interference did not change the outcome of the game. They lost the game because they couldn't score. They lost the game because our defense manhandled them. The memes of the refs wearing Eagles patches and midnight green patches just keep coming up. Yeah, look, whatever. You know, you live long enough as a hero. What's the saying go? If you live long enough as a hero, you turn into the villain, or whatever that saying is. They're the heroes that have turned into the villains. You said you don't like crowds. I don't like crowds. What's up, MJ? Am I crazy or did he hold his arm? There was definitely a little hold on the arm on AJ. 100%. It was ticky-tack. It was something that was not called all game long. But it was 100% a foul. There's one angle from one side that you could see him clearly grab. I think it was right around his wrist. Grab him. There was that too. Absolutely. It was DPI. If anything, it could have been overlooked because AJ did put, if that was 15 minutes into the game, somewhere in the third quarter, they're not throwing that flag. That pass interference call was ridiculous. That's not Eagles' fault. It's not the Eagles' fault. They call it the Bears-Eagles alliance, where we are taking out each other's division rivals. Oh, okay. I like that. Not much is said about the fact that Nick Sirianni now still has not lost in his career to a single NFC North team. I forget what the number is now after the Lions and Packers game. We've never lost under Nick Sirianni and Jalen Hurts to the Lions, Packers, Bears, Vikings, any of those teams. It's kind of crazy. About the penalty, we would have all hated if it was called on cue. We would have. And we'd be saying it was ticky-tack. And that's why I'm saying it was ticky-tack. It had gone against the Eagles, we'd be losing our minds about it. And that's why I'm trying to be the or the other side of it, saying, I understand why they're frustrated. The Lions fans can say it was a bad call, 100%. They can't say they lost the game because of it. It was a shit call. Yeah. What's up, James? Yes, right. Like, subscribe, share. This unemployed man needs to hit 1,000 subscribers fast. I told you guys people hate winners, and we are now in that small window of air where most people don't ever get to people going to hate. We just need to learn to embrace it and not let it bug us. Absolutely. You know what's just funny? It's not like we've won 3 of the last 5 Super Bowls. It's not like we're the Patriots dynasty with Tom Brady. We've won 1 Super Bowl. We've been to 2 in the last couple of years. It's not like we're this long dynasty yet. We might become that dynasty. Normally, you've got to win 2 or 3 Super Bowls in a small window, and then everybody starts hating you. But everybody started hating us a lot quicker. Announcer said, if anything, AJ was pushing. I think there was a lot of pushing back and forth. Hey, if they're calling Bradbury, then I guess they got to call that. Yeah, exactly. Elite teams like Chiefs get calls. Yeah, they get protected. I appeal to the better fills of our nature. Yes. Yeah, I'm good influence. I'm great influence. Guys, if you haven't, hit all those buttons. We may wind up having been in 3 Super Bowls in the last 4 years. We very well may be. I mean, let's be honest. What we've seen from this Eagles defense so far, what could make you believe that they're not going to just march right through every team right to the Super Bowl? This defense is playing at a level that there's not a single offense out there. Like, let me rephrase this. There's not an offense I'm afraid of right now in the NFL with this defense. Let me tell you something. If the Lions would have gotten the ball back one more time, I would have had normally old Phil is like, old negative Philadelphia fan is like, they'll blow it somehow. If the Lions got the ball back, I'm like, don't worry about it. We got this. I have the utmost confidence in this defense. There's no situation that would arise that I don't think that they're capable of handling. They're already calling May Patriots the second coming of Tom Brady. Too soon. Far too soon. This year's Eagles defense is just as good when Buddy Ryan. Well, last year statistically was as good, and people always crush me for saying that. But they're playing. And look, it hasn't been pretty all year, Robert. It's been a work in progress. They are getting better as the season goes along. They're getting healthy as the season goes along. Poisadelphia, Phil? I'm no Poisadelphia. When Stranger Things new season? Dude, I'm not even going to watch the final season of Stranger Things. Why would I bother? I mean, It's ridiculous that it's still not over. These middle schoolers are now like 37 years old, still playing middle school. Or playing middle schoolers. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I could care less. I don't want to hear it on my TV screen. I am unemployed, and I'm going to have to watch some TV now during the day while I chill out, but that won't be it. Anyway, we got to understand also about this Eagles defense. So the options were, yes, it's better than last year. No, pretty close. Give me one more week. In all honesty, am I crazy to say that this Eagles defense can actually get better? You got a lot of new pieces. A lot of pieces still figuring out where they play. Vic Fangio spoke yesterday about Campbell and Drew Makuba. How he's getting better. Less bad plays every week. We've stopped complaining about Drew Makuba mistakes the last couple weeks. Why? Because he's getting better. Nakobe Dean is still not even 100% yet. He is getting better. Is there an argument to be made where this Eagles defense is not even close to its peak yet? And it's already that good. I honestly think this has evolved into something that could be better than 91. That's what I'm saying. It's evolving. It's getting better still. It'll probably be better than Napoleon at least. Well, everything is, right? Am I going to do more evening shows or maybe a midday show? Yeah, I mean, not this week, not next week. I'm going to do this. I'm still going to pump out the shorts. I'm going to do the Eagles check down. And how I do the Eagles check down for the Eagles pin pull, I'm going to start a quick pre-recorded Phillies show and a quick pre-recorded Sixers show. Not every day, but a couple times a week. Yes, and golf will be back in January as well. I'll do some other things. Definitely going to go live a little bit more frequently. This D shut down the best offense in the league last week. We were solid on all three levels. Absolutely. Absolutely. We keep forgetting Makuba and Campbell. We keep forgetting they are rookies. Exactly. When they make a mistake, we complain about it. We don't think about that. They're rookies. And think about this with Jihaad Campbell. He was a starting linebacker from day one. Nakobe Dean comes back, gets sprinkled in, does so well. Campbell gets pushed aside. And you know what? Jihaad Campbell's figuring it out and forcing his way back on the field. His snap count went up last week. Just think about that. Just think about how we can, the different types of configurations that Vic Fangio can throw out there against opposing offenses. This year's Eagles defense is just as good. Buddy Ryan was coach. It may, when all's said and done, be there, for sure. With all the negative noise around the Eagles this week, it wouldn't surprise me if both Smith and AJ go out and have 100-yard games, touchdown. Yeah, possible. Very possible. Absolutely possible, Steve. The Cowboys defense has given up big numbers all year long. So it's very possible. Didn't even Adoree Jackson played really well. Adoree Jackson's been playing really well. People just don't realize it. Eagles in Super Bowls 15, 30, 39, 52. I see Super Bowl 60 or 61. Eagles being that franchise. Eagles versus Broncos, Colts, or Patriots. If I had to pick just between those three teams, Jonathan, I would say the Broncos probably are the rep. I'm not going to rule the Bills out yet this year. But yeah, and the Chiefs are not ruled out yet either, in my opinion. I wouldn't trust Drake May or Bo Nix. I definitely wouldn't trust Indiana Jones 100% yet. Your issue is marketing. How do Eagles fans find you? People find me through my work. The defense can get better, but I already think it's better than last year's D. Sacks are great, yes, but this year these boys are doing things last year's D couldn't. It's not even. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. Oh, you missed the pre-show or the early show announcement. I sold my pizza shop, 100% gone as of yesterday. So I am an unemployed man as of this moment. And so is my wife. Well, she's an unemployed woman. It's been a secret I've been holding in for a little while. Yesterday was settlement. I have to go in today for 2 hours, help with the transition team. But yeah, I am an unemployed man. I do not own my pizza shop anymore. Eagles post-game shows are huge too, people. Yeah, I think that eventually I'll probably go away from the live streams. I love the live streams, but post-game shows might be better for channel growth. I don't know. Campbell now is better, rested too, and gets time to see good linebacker play. Yeah. And the team is playing all well around him. He doesn't have to do as much now. So if everyone be good on Eagles, that's a W. Where does this defense this year compare to Jim Johnson defense? I mean, Jim Johnson's defense was great. It never won the big game, though, right? We love the Buddy Ryan defenses and the Jim Johnson defense, and they were great. But how great were they when they didn't win anything? You can make excuses that the offense both times, Johnson and Buddy, weren't good enough. You need more shocking tweets like Hurts is better than Mahomes. Yeah, I try to stay away from that stuff. If you made some loot, then you might be able to enjoy shit. Yeah, exactly. Congrats. Thank you. No idea. Nothing for the rest of this year. Just a lot of me online for the rest of this year. Getting this to 1,000 and then seeing what happens next year. Jim Johnson's defense was legendary. So was Buddy Ryan's. Both Jim Johnson and Buddy Ryan had legendary players. Reggie White, Brian Dawkins, Eric Allen, Lito and Sheldon, Trent Cole, Clyde Simmons. They're all legendary defenses. Phil, any positions, what they are not greater? What? I don't even understand that question. I don't understand that comment, but that's classic that I don't understand your comments. Phil's going back to crucial. Like, no, I would not do that. Then you guys would lose me. Then you guys wouldn't see me ever again. I bet Mrs. S would not mind some trip cash to St. Pete. Absolutely. That's something we're actually looking into. We're not sure. There's weird rules about it, but we're going to look into that. That would be great. Any positions that Eagles are not great at. On defense, they're really damn good at everything. If I had to pinpoint a weakness, I mean, Adoree Jackson's probably the weakest link. And that he's still playing pretty damn good. So, yeah. It's hard to compare Johnson and Vic, two totally different time eras. Yeah, not just that. Jim Johnson was a blitz-heavy guy. Vic Fangio is not. It's weird. I hate comparing the eras, honestly, because the game has changed so much over the decades. So it's very hard to compare them. Yeah. Phil going to buy his own plane now and travel the world. I'm going to buy my own plane. What kind of money do you think I made off this pizza shop sale? What a difference Nakobe makes, and additionally, Jalen Phillips. Yeah. I still love how simple it was to fit Jalen Phillips into the defense, right? How easy it was, to insert him, just plug and play. And people told me I was wrong when I said it was such a great trade because he's a plug and play. Oh, no, Vic Fangio does things differently now. No, it's plug and play. And Nakobe Dean, I felt so bad for him to start this year. And when he got hurt late last year because he was on his, going into his last year of his contract. Nakobe Dean's going to get paid. Whether it's from the Eagles or not, I don't know. I hope it's the Eagles. How the Eagles have 3 starting linebackers next year, I don't know. But it's something. Yes, always with the diabetes check-in. Thank you much. Delco could use better pizza cheesesteaks. Well, I'm not opening it. I'm never doing a pizza ever again after today. I'll probably never. I hate to say never, but I'm going to say never. I will never work in a pizza shop ever again. Safety and cornerback still have holes, but the linebackers and D-line have really helped those two rooms. Saying cornerback and safety have holes. I don't think they have holes. I think they're the weak links, but that's about it. They're the weak links at safety. I guess you could throw Reed Blankenship in there with Drew Makuba. They're doing enough. The great D-line play is making their job easier, sure. Adoree Jackson, let's be honest. He's played really well. Now you should go to spring training and do the show there. That would be cool. We'll see how the money situation works out. Maybe I can make that work. I signed a contract. That's right. Phillips was literally plug and play. He slid in that defense like Travis. Yeah. Pretty much. Maybe easier. Maybe. That means we haven't gained any new subscribers today. Mitchy Poo, I need to gain a lot of subscribers and fast. So your area of opportunity now be online. I hope so. Deficits, not holes. Gotcha. I think that's a better way to say it. Deficits, not holes. Weak links. It's like you got an A plus on every class, but science class you got a B minus. B minus is still really damn good. So did Carter just get traded to come watch and see how the big boys do it? How the hell did he not and cannot beat out Jackson? Well, Michael Carter is a slot corner. He's played like 90% of his life in the slot. He got signed to a big contract extension a year or two ago because of his performance in the slot. Now, Vic Fangio has said that if he sees the need to move Cooper Dejean outside, that soon he will be ready to put Carter in the slot. But that's the only way you see Carter, is if he's playing the slot. That would mean Adoree Jackson would have to screw up enough that you're going to slide Cooper outside. Now we're doing ED conversations too. Has it hit you yet that it won't be going to the shop anymore after today? It hit me hard yesterday. And I think today when I leave for the last time, it will hit real hard. For sure. For sure. No, Phil, Eagles are of opportunity to be the offensive line. Spell that out a little bit better. I heard Asian massage parlors. Yeah, I'm sure there's still a few of those floating around Delco in back alleyways, right? For the Myrtle Beach people, Tokyo Spa. If Brian's still listening, only Brian would get the Tokyo Spa reference. Brian, I got your picture, by the way. I love it. I love it. That's hilarious. Anyway, look, again, I want to reiterate, and tomorrow's show may be more negative. Maybe I talk more about the offense tomorrow. Maybe we talk a little Sixers tomorrow, too. But I'm not deflecting away from the offense with the narrative I'm trying to push today. I'm not trying to take anything away from it. It is a problem. But as long as the defense plays elite, who cares? Focus on the good. It is Podcast Phil. It really is. That's basically my life for the next 6 weeks. When can I go live and how often can I go live? That's all that matters. Eagles beat the Cowboys and the Rams lose for a perfect weekend. That would be a pretty... I haven't even looked. Who do the Rams even play? I don't even know who they play this week. I haven't even looked at the NFL's score or schedule this week. And obviously the Bills-Texans are on Thursday night. Who the Rams got this week? Rams got the Bucks. Bucks need a win, but it is in LA. That's a Rams probable win right there. You'll be battling Mitch for channel counts. No, I'm sticking to just one channel. That's it. Not creating 75 channels to manage to fake boost my subs by having all my fake channels subscribe. Just kidding with you, Mitchy. Just kidding. Oh, man. Anyway. And this is to you, Noob. So, saying I'm not deflected from the offense or anything like that. What's up, Brianna? But you already said that today. We can talk about that, too, the Phillies. And I don't know what the MLB rules are, really. I'm not really a rules expert. Maybe Nooms, you know this better. But what does it mean that Ranger Suarez and Kyle Schwarber turned down the qualifying offers? What does that technically mean? I mean, they're still free agents. We can still negotiate with them. It doesn't mean they're not coming back to the Phillies. But I don't know truly what that means. But anyway, Nooms, I'm putting that out there for that. But also, I put a short out there, and I put a post out there on Twitter on it. I brought up your comparison to Tim Duncan Spurs. and this Eagles team. Now, they do have some drama. And people do not like the fact that I compared Jalen Hurts to Tim Duncan. It wasn't that I was comparing their level of success. Just the way they led is what I meant by it, but people misunderstood that. But the more I've talked to people, this Eagles team is a boring team. Play great defense. They just win. There's no egos. Well, there's a few egos, but you know what I mean? Yes, he definitely has 69 channels. Exactly. No more, no less. And if one got shut down, he'd probably open up a new one. Got to stick to that 69. The Jalen Hurts, Tim Duncan conversation really set something off on Twitter. I will say, most people agree that it's a great comparison. I'm trying to find the tweet that I made about it. Yeah, we're up to 65,000 views on it right now. And a lot of them agree. As far as Lane, Phil, we will be just fine. I think a lot higher than most on Fred Johnson. He was great against Hutchinson for being thrown in. Look, I'll say I'm confident, but I can't say that I'm confident saying I'm confident. The numbers don't lie. I like Fred Johnson. Fred Johnson's been very good bringing him back this year. But the numbers don't lie. I think I can find it probably pretty easily here. I think I wrote it down. Without Lane Johnson, since he came to the Eagles, he has missed 38 games in his Eagles career. The Eagles are 15-23, a .395 win percentage. They are 110-57-1 with him, a .658 win percentage. That's a 25-30% win differential with and without him. He's that special of a player. Now, I think Fred Johnson can fill in admirably. It'll be nice going up against the Cowboys and not the Lions. But Fred Johnson also played a vital role in a jumbo package that we were running frequently. So now how do you run that jumbo package now? After Lane went out and Fred Johnson had to slide into right tackle, we started going with 2 tight end sets, 3 tight end sets, more fullbacks. So they had to pivot everything right there. If Eagles' offensive line gets healthy, then the rest of the offense players will get better. I agree 1,000. Look at this, Robert. I'm gonna double down on this. The Eagles' defensive line got healthy and got better, adding Jaelan Phillips. And all of a sudden, the rest of the defense got better, right? You insert a healthy Nakobe Dean. Everything else worked out. The secondary got better, right? The pass rush got better. The Eagles' offensive line gets better. Everybody else gets better. Hurts hasn't done enough to be compared to a legend like Duncan. Statistically speaking, no. But leadership-wise, absolutely. More comparable to the 70 Steelers. Someone else said that too on the Twitter thread. Absolutely. And I do understand that. I mean, before our time, but I do understand the comparison. 15-23, we were 5-1 with Fred starting. Are we? Should I fact check you on that? I'll write it down. I'm going to fact check it. Allow B to be frank. Your offense has been stagnant because your O-line is breaking down. We definitely have to adjust the offensive line in the offseason. 1,000%. Marshawn, I don't think they're a better team. I don't think they're going to beat us because they're the better team. I do feel that there's a little bit of a trapness after coming off huge wins to Packers and Lions, that maybe they let off the pedal a little bit, maybe. But I think they win. I agree with the assessment. I am hoping for that level of I definitely want that level of success. Normally I will. Not today. I'm not going past 9:30 because I do got to go back in to help with the transition with the franchise trainers for like 2 hours, from like 10:30 to 12:30. But most weeks now, most days, I don't have to cut off at 9:30. Now, I do have to stop after. I can't go more than an hour and 59 minutes because the program I use to make the shorts won't make shorts if the show is 2 hours or longer. So I got to cut off in an hour and 59 minutes. But most mornings, after today, I can go as long as we want. I thought about shifting to 8:30 and going 8:30 to like 10:30. But I think 8 o'clock still works. Looking at their blocking percentages over the last 2 years between the six, he started last year and now this year. Their coverages are similar. It's just really hard to look good against the Hall of Fame. I agree. Can we try and put a double guard and push Fred outside a little? Who's that guard? You gonna put Matt Pryor over there? Willie Lampkin's not ready. What I think there's a possibility that you're going to see, he's smaller, undersized to play, so to speak, tackle. But if they can activate Willie Lampkin, I think what they will do is they'll put Willie Lampkin outside in that jumbo package, almost like a tight end. That is what I think they could do. But yeah, hot take, I think this is Lane's last year. I don't think it's as hot take as you think. I think he wanted to play 2 more years, but he did say when he felt his body wear down too much, he'd walk away. His body is breaking down a lot. If we win the Super Bowl this year, he's 100% walking away. If we get close, he'll give you one of those, well, let me just wait and see how I feel in a few weeks. But I think it's a very possible chance that Lane Johnson is in his last year. That was an oxymoron statement, yeah. Uncle Vic's defense is lights out. And yet people want to complain about the offense. I don't care if the offense or the defense. I think the statement of the day was earlier in the show, Marshawn. The defense has carried us some games. The offense has carried us, despite popular belief, a few games. Special teams has made plays to win games this year. There's a lot of people, a lot of aspects of this team that are carrying their workload. Next season is absolutely his last, but there's a chance this is it for him. Only thing the qualifying offers do is give Phillies draft comp if they lose the player. Gotcha. That's what I thought it was. That's what I thought. Chances of Phillies signing Tucker and Bellinger in the offseason. Well, I think they're going to make a push for one. Rick, if you followed my work long enough, you know since 2 trade deadlines ago, I've been begging the Phillies to bring in Tucker. I was willing to trade any prospect for him 2 deadlines ago, and I was told I was nuts. Kyle Tucker in our outfield is my dream scenario for this offseason. Dream scenario. But it probably won't happen. They might go Cody. I don't know. I think what they're going to... I really have no clue. I know what I want the Phillies to do. I have no idea what they're going to do. If they're a small market, it would be a first-round comp, but we are over the luxury tax, so get like a 4th-round pick. Gotcha. Well, that's helpful. Lampkin probably a little too short to play tight end. He's not playing tight end traditionally. He's going to be out there tight end, fullback, some kind of a blocking package for him in those jumbo run formations. I'm not saying he needs to play tight end, but you know what I mean. Just bring Ertz back and channel your inner Dougie P and run a 2 tight end set. Run that 12 personnel nonstop. My goodness, Greeny guy on Get Up is a Jesuit for the Dallas. Thought he was a rabid Jet. He is a huge Jets fan. Again, why are you watching Get Up instead of trending in the AM? You think he's going to continue on? I don't know. Be interesting to see. Key word for this Eagles team is the word team. They win on all levels, not just one. Absolutely. They're a multifaceted team that can win multiple ways. The Eagles staff got to get some help for the O-line, practice squad, or something. Yeah, they do. I wonder if Zach Ertz would come on our practice squad. I really do wonder that. That's true. The one thing we can say is this team is truly battle-tested. I mean, just look at the schedule. We're complaining about this offense. Some of the defenses, just the Lions and Packers defense, the Broncos defense. Just think about the defenses that this Eagles team has had to play against and beaten most of. I mean, just think about that. We put up 30 a couple times this year. How many games has the offense won us this year? The Rams and Giants? No, I would say I mean, we put up 31 against the Bucs. So that means the offense did something. The Vikings game was definitely one that the offense played pretty well in. The losses, and obviously the last 2 weeks, the offense wasn't good. Bring Dougie P back to be a consultant, maybe. I don't know. I kind of feel like the consultant think at this point would just be another distraction. Chef Zach Ertz on, yeah. Yeah, if he's free. Yo, Zach, hit me up. Yeah, but they are on the practice squad because they are not ready to play with the regular team. I mean, you can also use the practice squad to stash players and hide players and sneak players on. Kendall is the one rookie O-line I was excited the most. Eventually be a stud. That's your Michigan blood right there running through. It's a shame he's been inactive almost the entire season. But they obviously see something, Rick, in him to not put him on the practice squad and lose him. So I think they got some thought that they think Drew Kendall's going to be good. Maybe the answer is Drew Kendall at center. And then Cam Jurgens becomes a guard if they lose Steen or move on from Steen. I wonder what the defensive ranking this year. It took the unit some time to become down. I did the research yet on the numbers. I'll have that for Thursday or Friday for sure, Marshawn. Eagles overs, Tampa, Minnesota, New York won those games. Yeah, absolutely. So you're going to bring back the coach you fired for the coach. Yeah, exactly. I don't think it would work well, Dougie P. I know he said he would. It's no secret the Eagles just don't run many three-level concepts except as novelty. Huge criticism of the quarterback OC, but it's definitely not the personnel. Yeah. For some reason, I thought Kendall was a Michigan guy. Did we draft somebody else on the offensive line from Michigan? I thought we had a Michigan draftee on the offensive line. Yeah, maybe that's the answer. I mean, they also have Willie Lampkin, and they do. There's a lot of people that say that Jeff Stoutland is really high on the potential of Willie Lampkin as well. He's a little undersized, for my opinion. Hinton was okay. I knew there was one from Michigan. Keegan was from Michigan as well. I knew there was at least one Michigan offensive line. Did we lose him to the Cowboys? I don't even remember that. Anyway. What's up, Eagles fan? Good morning. We're trying to hype the defense up today versus worrying about the offensive drama. We'll get to the offensive drama tomorrow. Maybe we'll figure out what the offense has to do differently. Maybe I'll have the answer by tomorrow. What is my actual name? Phil. No, I don't put my name up on the screen. I am Phil. Phil Stiefel. Just so you know. We'll definitely talk a little Sixers tomorrow as well. We're coming up to the final 10 minutes, so we're just trying to recap. So right now, 31 votes on the poll. Is this year's Eagles defense better than last year's now? Yes. Dominates the poll with 71% of the votes. No, 10% of the votes. Pretty close. Give me one more week to decide. 19% of the votes. I wouldn't have thought 3-4 weeks ago we'd be talking about this defense being even better. I have tried to bring it up a few times. Like our run defense, our pass defense numbers were pretty bad. We were always holding teams to a pretty low point total. You knew it was going to balance out at some point. I wish Miles Hinton was as good as his dad. There's a lot of people that hyped him up when we drafted him. Sorry, geez, my brain is cooked. I only heard it a million times now. It's all good. It's all good, Eagles fan. All good. Patullo just needs to make the offense more creative. You know, I think play design and play concepts are a bigger problem than play calling. How many times a game, Rick, do we see routes with 4 or 5 pass catchers at them, and there's 2 wide receivers or a wide receiver and a tight end literally a yard from each other at the peak of a route? And that's a huge problem. When you got guys running into each other, not setting pick plays, running into each other. When you got 2 guys 1 yard from each other. That's design. That's concept. That's not play call. I hope Vic Fangio is giving insight to Sirianni to get the offense right. That Parks Frazier guy needs to come into question. Heard he was mad from his former team like the Colts. Look, I want to see more Scott Leffler involved in the game planning and the play calling. Wow, this defense looks great, huh? Hopefully this offense can just be 29% better. 29% better would be pretty awesome. 20% better and we win a Super Bowl. I agree with you 100%. I think the scheme has to get better. The scheme, the design, the setup. Yes, Keith, I sold my pizza shop officially yesterday. It's been a secret I've been hiding for a little while now. But yes, I'm an unemployed content creator now. So if you know anybody looking to hire a content creator or a writer, send them my way. I'll write if I hate writing, but I'll write if I have to. I can do it. Anybody hiring content creators, send them my way. Read option is notably absent this year. Absolutely it is. Probably by design because they know how banged up the O-line was. That is possible. Possible. I am retired. That's right. Hell, Phil, make it 10% better and we just might still. Exactly. The Eagles need to bring the WP back to coach the Eagles offense. I don't know if it's. I think that'd be too much of a distraction at this point. Phil's a content creator and entrepreneur. I'm an entrepreneur. Yeah, that's right. Dude, Adam, every time I talked to you last weekend, you texted me you might be into the shop for food. I'm sitting there thinking, I'm like, how am I not telling him? But I had to keep it a secret. Loose lips, man. I worry about loose lips in the world. Not that you would tell anybody, but I made a commitment to not telling anybody. I did not even tell my family until after everything was done yesterday. And then I sent a text message to everybody, the group chat, that it was sold. And nobody had any clue, not one family member. We didn't tell Melissa's parents. We told nobody until yesterday afternoon. Secrets. Really surprised during the bye we didn't bring someone in to at least oversee. I agree. If you're going to do it, you do it during that bye week, even just on a short-term thing. That's absolutely accurate. But now at this point, it might be a little too late to bring in a fresh voice, even if it's just in a practice consultant way. Even if it's just an office room consultant way. Let me sit down and look at what you're looking at. Loose lips, never a good thing on any. Exactly. You know, you think you trust everybody until you don't, right? So, yeah. Yes, it's not a question, congratulations. It's an absolute yes. It's something we've wanted for a little while now, Keith. We're burned out from the restaurant business. We're burned out from being business owners. We're just burned out. Some days you could probably even tell on these shows how burned out I am. I'm just happy now after today. After today, when I'm done this show, I can just go back and take a nap. I can sleep a little later. I don't have to shower, eat breakfast, and do all that stuff. Before the show, I can just get up and do the show. I can do whatever I want for a little while. Thank you, Robert. It was a great show. Absolutely a great show today. Show's not over. We got 5 more minutes, but then I got to roll. Then I got to get in. Phil gonna, I don't know, GLG. I'm assuming F apostrophe D is the F word, but yeah. You retired from making the pies. I did. Open a dispensary. That'd be a really cool job. I'm not retired. I'm just retired from the pizza business. That's it. That's all it is. Dude, I've been burned out for a while. And this year has been a brutal year. Energy-wise. Life-wise. Since the end of last year, it's been pretty brutal. So it's great to be done. Done. 2 hours today. 10:30 to 12:30. Then I'm out. Out as can be. But that's it. You have to come to my house? No, I'm not making pizza at my house either, Adam. Okay? Not happening. Oh, man. Thank you, David. Yeah, 18 years, man. Didn't think I was going to make it through the first year. But I did. And then it got better as time went on. Yeah. Now I don't know what's next. Now I got to find jobs. Now I got to find content creators that want to pay me. Or websites that want to pay me. Got to find some kind of way to make an income. Just got to get that subscriber number up. Make money off of this. Hope the show blows up for you. I appreciate that. I hope so too. That would be pretty cool if it did. Phil, you will never even make one in that. I'll still eat pizza, but I'm never making a pizza ever again. I'm done. My hands need a break from working the dough and everything else. I'm really curious how my hands will feel after not, rolling and kneading and pushing dough and then holding a cutter all the time. I'm really curious how my hands will feel. I know the Kenny community. I mean, the outpouring of love on my video on the Facebook page yesterday. It was amazing. Amazing. I mean, I would if they want to pay me. I'll clean that channel up. I'll make that channel listenable again. All right? Yeah, dude. No, it's a real thing. I already had carpal tunnel to begin with before opening my pizza shop up. Man, it's awful. Sometimes I wake up and my hands are like all like clawy. I got so many issues with my wrists. So much problem-wise there. But yeah. Anyway. Oh, guys, we're about to wrap this up today. Let me go in and put in 2 final hours of the end of an era. Dude, I am not. I wish I could have told people sooner so that I could have told some of the asshole customers to piss off, honestly. I really wish I could have. There's a lot of people that I'm not going to miss having to deal with on a regular basis. The entitlement of a customer, I am not going to miss out on. But anyway, I'm going to wrap it up for the day. I'm going to get in and do this final 2-ish hour shift. I wish I could. I wish I could. I wish I could. I'm going to finish up this final 2 shift. I'm excited to see what's next. What's next is 2 hours, and then do my Eagles check down for tomorrow, set up tomorrow's show, and then go from there. And we'll go close to 2 hours tomorrow, for sure. We will definitely go close to 2 hours tomorrow, without a doubt. Anyway, with that being said, guys, we're out. Have a great day. The future begins now. Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Like, share, subscribe. Go Birds, and bubbles up.